Hi, I'm Robyn Fleckenstein. I'm the women's basketball coach at Mount Royal University, and I'm here tonight for Hoops at Home. Okay, so we're going to talk about ball screen defense tonight, or rather just reading it and then learning how to score based on what the defense is giving you. The reason that I wanted to talk about ball screens is I personally find it to be a very challenging topic in terms of teaching and in terms of understanding, and athletes who are able to get to that level generally do very well at the university level from my experience. So the first thing you want to know when you come to a ball screen is you want to make sure that you're going to get under the line of the screen, or you want to make sure to get your body below where the screen is happening. The reason that's really important to mention is that if you don't get under the screen, then your defense never gets set up to get screened, and then that means that you're not really ever effectively using the screen action. The second thing is keep that dribble alive. So as the person using the screen, you want to make sure that coming over, you're not just picking up your dribble right away and taking away your ability to make a read. You want to make sure that you're keeping it alive and you can make a decision as you're coming over and seeing what the defense is doing. And that kind of leads to the third piece, which is always reading. You want to make sure that you're reading what your defense is giving you. Every type of ball screen defense is going to give you different options. So it's important to make sure that you're making those decisions based on what the defense is doing. Generally, we talk about two different facets of understanding a ball screen. The first one being the on-ball defender, and the second one being the screener defender. Generally, if your on-ball defender goes over the screen, it's going to allow for a drive action by the person coming over the screen, or the ball handler. If you have an on-ball defender that's going under the screen, it's going to give the option to shoot over the top, or maybe even reject on a rescreen on a secondary action. So some things to think about with that. Okay, let's get rolling on some ball screen breakdown. So the first topic I want to talk about is switching under, or when defense are both under the line of the screen and they switch checks. This is often going to cause a mismatch, so it means that you're really looking, when a team is switching, to always be setting your ball screens big, little. You want a little person handling the ball, and you want a bigger body who's going to screen, and that's going to cause your mismatch. For the ball handler coming over, if there is a mismatch that's created, you're going to have a bigger defender who you should be looking to really attack off the dribble. And then for the person rolling, often on a switch, you're going to get a smaller defender on that bigger body, so looking to seal and looking to take advantage of that mismatch as well. So here we have Sarah with the ball making an entry to Jordan, and you're going to see Abby here coming to set the screen on Jordan. Jordan does a really good job being under the line of the screen to start using this, and you'll see that the two defenders switch. She gets a defender who's actually the same size as hers, but she does a really good job of, when she comes over the line of the screen, going strong to the rim, and she draws a nice foul, gets a good look out of it. Here again, similar action. We have a same size ball screen. Abby with the ball, Jamie who's going to be our roller. So the defense switches this. Abby does a really good job coming over the screen. We get to space, and she attacks a line and gets a look at the rim. Here we've got Sarah with the ball and Charity coming to set a screen. We've got great spacing in this clip for Sarah to get to the rim. She does a good job. She really gets under the line of the screen. As you can see, she draws her defender all the way down by faking using it. Creates a bit of a mismatch here, but then they switch back. She does miss, unfortunately, Charity on the roll, who's pretty open. But even despite that, she draws a foul getting to the rim. And the key is that she keeps her dribble alive. You'll see in this clip, on a switch, Abby doesn't quite get below the line of the screen, but she still does a good job of accelerating as she comes over it. And she reads that there's a switch, has the space, and gets a 3 out of the action. Here, Maria has the ball. Jay is going to set a screen towards the baseline in this possession. Maria does a good job reading that she's getting a switch action out of this. So she keeps that dribble alive, fakes a look at the rim, and then is able to explode past her defender. So really taking advantage of a mismatch. I had one clip where we found a switch over action that happened. So here you see the defense still fights over top, which is going to really give Sarah an opportunity to drive to the rim. When she gets the switch, she does a good job of keeping that dribble alive again and staying patient to get in the paint and get a good look. The next set of clips we're going to see are about soft hedges. So the defense is going to soft hedge, or the big is going to slump into the paint, and the little is going to go under in these clips. The guard coming over on a soft hedge should really be looking for a pocket pass. I'll show a clip of what that looks like. If the guard goes under, it's always going to give a pull-up action for the ball handler. So making sure you keep that dribble alive and reading how low the big defender is. If you do a good job of really attacking hard when the team is soft hedging you, you can always draw that big into an emergency switch, and that's a really great opportunity to get mismatch scores. So here you can see we've got a soft hedge. Charity's defender is all the way down at the foul line. So as Maddie comes over the screen and Charity begins to roll, she's got tons of space to get off an open 3. Another similar look. So we've got Abby coming off the screen. Charity sets the screen. Abby's check is under. It gives Abby tons of time to get a nice look high on the floor. So in this section, in this clip, we've got Marnie coming over the screen here with the ball and Jay setting it. Her check goes under and she kind of draws 2 defenders. So this is a really great opportunity where Marnie just really attacks hard and gets a really good look out of this possession. Again, we've got Abby's defender coming under the screen as she comes over, just giving her the time that she needs to get set up for that open 3. Sarah here really does a good job of using this ball screen, getting under the line of Charity who's screening her. She comes over it, reads that her defender is under, gets tons of time to shoot that open 3 over top. So again, we've got Maddie who is coming off this screen. Her check goes under. It just kind of gives her a little bit of differentiation to find an opportunity to get a good look. Here again, Abby does a good job driving her defender under the screen, and it just gives her the space she needs to make that read to hesitate and explode to the rim. On these ones, we've got a soft hedge and the defense on ball is going over the screen. So like we talked about before, the over is going to give you a lot more drive looks than the under action. So here on the wing, we've got Abby with the ball, and she's going to come over this. Defense is fighting over. And you can see that Abby does a good job of using that hesitation to re-attack on the explosion. Here, Maria coming over the screen from Charity. She does a good job exploding and getting into the paint to get an open look. So here we've got Abby who comes over, defense fights over, and she really gets like a ton of space on this take because of her defense following behind her as she turns the corner. Another really similar look. This time there's a miscommunication by the defense. When we come back here, we see Charity really is quite open on the roll, and then both defense end up going with her, so Abby gets a nice look at an open 3. Here again, Sarah's defense trails behind her. She does a good job of just finding that opening on that soft hedge where she has an open look for a pull-up. So jam and unders, it's like a push from the big's defender up into the screen, and that means that the guard's defender is going to go under both of those bodies to guard the ball on the other side. One thing you'll see on a jam and under is that it always gives up a 3 over the top. Like, there's no way to guard that except unless you have length at the big position. It can also allow the guard to turn the corner really effectively if their check gets caught up at all on the 2 bodies in the jam action. So here you're going to see a really good example of a jam. So Charity's defender is pushing her up into the screen action, and Abby's defender on ball is looking to go under both. But Abby does such a good job of really severing the angle and coming right off the screen that she gets a wide open layup out of it. Another one here, you can see in this action that our post Charity, she's getting pushed all the way up into the screen. As Sarah starts to come over the screen, her check is ready to meet her on the other side. Sarah makes that read, and she gets an open look over the top of it. Isolation plays are when the defense is looking to stop the ball from turning the corner on the screen. So basically what happens is the on-ball defender gets into a space where they don't allow the person who's using the screen to come over it, and then the big defender is usually going to drop into the paint to make sure that they're guarding the ball. So what they're doing is taking all of their emphasis towards the ball and leaving the big or the roll alone. When you're playing against ISO, you really want to make sure that you are looking to play through the big, and then maybe a second side reverse, face cut. There's so many actions that you can do, but if you can get out of this quickly, it's going to put the defense at a disadvantage. So here we've got Jamie making the handoff with Sarah, and you can see already that her defense jumps really high. The thing that Sarah does really well on this is that she takes a dribble just to make sure that her defender is really going to commit to that ice, and then that big defender doesn't drop effectively into the paint to stop her. Another one here, Abby takes a jab step, which brings her defender a little bit higher. You can see that our big defender is in the paint already, and that really gives a good opportunity for us to get an action out of this. Charity's not a 3-point shooter, but if she was, that'd be a great look for her. And instead, she does a good job of knowing that she wants to switch sides of the floor quickly and get into a secondary action. So this is another example of an ice. So you can see Sarah's defender is really high. So she does a good job of keeping that dribble alive and getting into a look that she is a good shot for her. Last thing I'll talk about is just rejections. It's really important to make sure that your athletes, or you as an athlete, learn to use a ball screen, because rejecting it is often the easiest path, but making sure that you know the reads and what you're looking for to know that you want to reject the screen. A rejection can often mean that you can get into the paint quickly, but it's all about the setup. So you can see here, Maria, who has the ball, is ready to use Charity, and her defender looks at Charity early. So this, for Maria, is a great green light to reject. So she is not going to use the screen, and she's going to do a good job exploding to get into the paint. Another similar situation here. So Sarah, she's going to get the screen from Charity, and Sarah sets up her defender, notices that she's already jumping to get over the screen, and then that's what she uses as her opportunity to get into the paint. Another one here, we've got Sarah with the ball, Charity setting the screen, and she does a good job of setting up her defender, right? As she comes over the line, She notices that her defender beats her to the spot, so she's just going to come right back off Charity, using her as a secondary screen and get an opportunity to get into the paint against the big. Another one here, Maria does a great job setting up her defender, and now she's just going to blast into the paint and get an open look out of it, gets the foul. Got another good set. You can see how much spacing there is in this set, but as Maria takes a dribble and her defender starts to come over the screen, she just rejects, gets into the paint, and gets a really nice open look out of this play. So to wrap it up, there's a bunch of ways that defense can guard you on a ball screen. And in our COVID world, this is a really great opportunity to be spending some time to watch higher level game tape and see how you can apply it to your game. Big keys to remember: over, under for the person who's guarding you if you're the ball handler, making sure that if they're going over, you're looking to really sever the angle, get to the rim, take them on in a drive. And then if they're going under, you're looking to shoot that shot over top. Feel free to email me, ask any questions you have about ball screen defense and how to beat it. It's one of my favorite things to get going about. And so I think that this is a really great opportunity for young athletes to make themselves more students of the game as opposed to just going through the motions and letting your coach do all the thinking. Thanks for your time.